Hi, everyone. I'm Juju Chang with ABC News, and I want us all to wrap our arms right now around Felicia Sanders. Yeah. Felicia, I know this is so difficult, and we're so grateful that you're here to share your story, but can you take us back to that horrible day, that moment when Dylan Roof walked in and joined your prayer circle?
Thank you. Well, to begin with, I was at the church all day that Wednesday. We had meetings and everything, and I told my son not to come because we were going to cancel Bible study because of all the meetings. But after the meeting, we decided to have Bible study. The last text I have from my son is, "Mother, are we having Bible study?" And I told him, yeah. We started Bible study, and must be 5 minutes after we started, Dylan Roof walked in, and we thought he was just a child coming in to study the Bible because he was calm and everything. We actually didn't see him looking weird or anything because my church is right by the college Charleston, so it's not unusual that we have Caucasians coming to the church.
Was he acting weird? Did he strike you?
No, he sat with us really calm and everything. And we went through the Bible, and he actually engaged twice with us. And toward the end of Bible study, we were closing out. And right as we closed our eyes to pray, the bullets started going off. I survived being under the table 77 shots. I had my granddaughter on one side, my son on the other side, and my aunt on the other side of me. I had to choose which one I was going to cover. My granddaughter kept saying, "Granny, I'm so afraid." And I just kept telling her, "Be quiet." She kept saying, "I'm afraid." So I just muzzled her mouth into my ribs and tell her play dead. And I actually told my son play dead too, but as Dylan Roof was walking through the room, my son knew that we were still alive, and he lifted up. He was already wounded.
He was already wounded, and he engaged Dylan Roof. He said, "You don't have to do this."
My son asked him why are you doing this? And he said he had to. He said he had to because we are raping white women and taking over the world. And my son said, "You do not have to do this. We mean you no harm." I look around this audience and I see so much Caucasians in here. And we really don't mean you no harm. We really do not mean you no harm. The problem is that we don't take time to know each other. We look at each other. We don't take time to know each other.
You know, Felicia, you were telling me backstage that Tawanza's name is Swahili for blessed ruler,
His
leader.
name is Tawanza Kibwe Diop Sanders. It means dependable, blessed ruler. When I think about Tawanza, I think a lot of Jesus. You know, he gave his son. My son gave up his life to save me. I didn't want him to do that, but he did it.
How are you able to forgive? Because forgiveness has been a very powerful act of defiance in a way for you.
Forgiveness was actually one of the easiest things I did. I went through the Our Father prayer, and I pick it. I pick every word of the Our Father prayer, every line. When we say the Our Father prayer, the first thing we say, we only ask for one day. Give us this day. So that was one day. I asked for that one day. I got that one day. Then we said, forgive us our trespasses. We forgive those who trespass against us. I had already asked for forgiveness. It was already done. Forgiveness is through the Bible. I was not going to give Dylan Roof the opportunity to send me to hell right with him.
Dylan Roof's journals talk a lot about hate and sort of that blind hate. You said not only do we need to get to know each other, but also we have to have respect.
Respect is the first thing. When I think about my son was so respectable. He was 26 years old. He was way ahead of his time. He was way ahead of his time. I
understand that his cousins looked up to him. Everybody loved him. He was one of those universally beloved young men.
Everybody really loved him. And what I never got, why did he want to do everything so quick? He wanted to do everything so quick. And after he died, I said, golly, he only had 26 years to do it. That's why he did everything.
That's why he was in such a hurry.
He was in such a hurry to do everything.
He also was heroic because he, I understand, stepped in front of your aunt.
He lifted up, and he actually saved me, Miss Polly, the other survivor, and my granddaughter. And he was screaming, trying to get to my aunt. He kept saying, Aunt Susie, Aunt Susie. Aunt Susie went already dead.
This Monday, the state-level trial begins against Dylan Roof. He's been found guilty. You were there at that trial.
Yes.
You said he couldn't look you in the eye?
One of the things when we went through the interview and the people let him know that he killed 9 people, and he had to go to court, and he said, I can't look those people in the eye. So one of the things that I wanted to do is look him in the eye. And I never lost focus. I looked him directly in the eye, and I spoke with him, but he showed no emotion at all. He was cold, callous. One of the things he did do is he was plotting to come shoot the church up for a year and a half before it actually happened.
What does that tell you about how people need to intervene when things like this are being plotted?
It's just a sad day that when you can let your child practice shooting in your backyard and you don't do anything about it. You don't do anything. You don't see any flags, anything. They say he was a loner. If he took 10 more minutes, maybe 20 more minutes to get to know each one of the people that he killed, he would have had some really great friends.
That's extraordinary. And he was found guilty of 33 charges of hate crimes.
33 charges he deserved. Yeah. He deserved every last one.
And what can we learn from you about life after hate, as the panel's referred?
What you can learn from me from life after hate is that people get to know one another. Don't be afraid of me. The only thing separates us is not knowing one another. We may have different skin color, we all bleed red. Imagine yourself getting to heaven. There is no segregated area. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? God is love. God is love. We made this mess. We divided one another. This is not the plan God has for us.
I think you may have given birth to a hashtag. Heaven is not segregated.
No.
Tell me about your community. How is it finding healing?
My community, right now I go to a new church. The church I attend right now is a white church. But when I went back to my church, we had problems with the leadership at the church. And I was in a really bad shape. I needed help. I was real down on my luck. My therapist can help me with the spiritual part of it. So I met this wonderful pastor named Reverend Chris Darwin. He picked me up, helped me out. I go to, well, now it's segregated because I'm there.
But Felicia, in terms of forgiveness, though, for those of us in the audience who hold on to slights and have a hard time forgiving far less grave assaults than yours, how do you find it in yourself to forgive?
Forgiveness is not for that person. Forgiveness actually is for you. It's not for that person. Dylan Roof don't give whether I forgive him or not. So that's for me. That's for me. I know if I didn't forgive him, it caused sickness and everything. And my job was to make sure that I give the police, the judicial system, everything that they need to convict him. So I cannot afford not to forgive him because I needed to process everything. And I did. I did.
I have to say, my heart soars for you. I know our audience feels the same. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Thank you. You stay. This is a standing ovation for you.
Thank you.
You were fantastic. You were fantastic. I'm going to let you go off the stage now.